Hello, everyone. So, joining us tonight will be our family from Bisaya YouTubers Club to cover a very sensitive topic, and it will be about um, a various mental illnesses such as ADHD, autism, suicide ideation, and bipolar disorder. And this will be um, tapping as well on the personal experiences of our speakers. So this will be very sensitive on our part. We would like to request respect from our viewers, and also if you have questions from our speakers, please stay as after the talk we will have a Q&A portion. So let me go ahead and call on one of our speakers who'll be discussing to us her struggles and how she dealt with suicide ideation. So let's call and welcome Jenn Nuena. And she's also part of Bisaya YouTubers Club. Hi
Hello, Maan. Good
Jen.
evening. And hello to the viewers of your page.
Thank you so
Happy
much
Sunday,
for
everyone.
thank you so
That
much
was
for
such a
being
warm
here.
welcome.
I hope you're not busy. Di ra ka
Well, we
busy,
make time.
yeah, yes, very important matter to discuss, especially this month is Mental Health Awareness Month.
True. I
Um,
agree.
Thank you so much once again for your time. And we have here back on stage is the mom and son tandem from Mega Franco TV, also part of Bisaya YouTubers Club, who will be discussing their first-hand experience of ADHD and autism. Let's call on Mom Rhea and Franco.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, may gabi.
May gabi eh.
So we have here Rhea, Ray, right?
Ray.
Ray
Uh,
Carillo, and Franco. So,
say
each of
hi.
us will be covering
Hi.
different topics. I hear background, Ray.
Ay, wait lang.
Sige, palihog na lang ko.
Hala.
Okay, para dita maglibog kasi paminaw. Alright. So, since we'll be covering different topics, we will be going through a flow. We will where we will cover the symptoms of each perhaps illness or mental concern, and then what we do in order to relieve that kind of condition, and perhaps what we can suggest or among tips sa mga tao na perhaps who are afraid to have themselves checked but might be suffering already that kind of mental condition. So you know that mental illnesses ganit na topic in the Philippines is very sensitive, and most commonly we are considered diha diha dayon buang, crazy, nani siya ni sakita, buang din ni siya, ngani ni siya, ay kaskitso na siya, wa na din na nakahunahunag tarong. So we are here, the four of us are here to debunk those thoughts and those ideas. And also, we want you to hear from us our experiences na dili sa yun ang among giagian, but there's always a solution to each of our problems. So, um, Jen, you want to go first? Discuss about suicidal
Yeah.
ideation? Sige, I'll
Yes,
put
I'd
myself
love
on
to.
mute.
Sure, sure. No worries, Maan. Um, it's very good, no, that you have started the discussion with a disclaimer because I know the topics that we'll be talking about are very sensitive ones. And like you mentioned, here in the Philippines, these are talked about very discreetly because probably it's not like everyone's open about it. We know the stigma or like the stereotyping that go along with the talks about mental health, that we are like, some are saying that it's like buang and all, very just being very emotional. I'm sorry about quoting it if I can describe it that way, um, but I would like to start my discussion, no, with this na, um, whatever you are going through, help is available. I'm going to talk about a very sensitive topic, and this is a symptom that's very evident on people with depression. And I have read through a lot of articles in which people with mental health issues, like those who are diagnosed are or have these ideations. When we talk about suicidal ideations, um, so information that I'll be presenting tonight may be triggering to some, but if in case you have these suicidal thoughts, I'd like to recommend you to maybe call, because we have a National Center for Mental Health crisis hotline via the DOH. Um, yes, yes. Everyone's open. It's open to everybody, so we can just contact their hotline number. Um, so when we talk about suicidal ideation, basically this is more on the thoughts, wherein either it's passive thinking, where you wanted to, like, at the end of the day you wanted yourself dead, or it's an active ideation wherein ikaw mismo you wanted to do something to end your life. So like that, it might be triggered because of, emotional crisis, stress situations, death or like loss of a loved one, issues with relationships, stressors at work, whatever that is which you feel na it's a failure, and the only thing to overcome them is yung kanang mawala na ka, ana gani. You think, or like, these people might think that this is the only solution to their problem, you know. Um, Let me just scroll down because I have identified, not really identified, but based on what I have read, no, there are warning signs which I could share to everyone when we talk about mga thinking about losing one's life. So if you find someone, no, who is like isolating, or like you isolate yourself from your loved ones or your friends, so una suod kayo mo, and siguro something struck, or like you went through a very hard situation or problema nga murag ikaw na isolate na nimo imong self. It's not like abrupt thing, no. It's a gradual thing nga mura siya progression ba na murag nagsugod siya ka aloof, friendly man tani siya before, but ni aloof, and then ni isolate na siya sa iyang self, wherein i-remove na niya iyang kaugalingon sa iyang environment or surroundings. Another symptom, no, that you might what do you call this, notice or observe, is that these people lose hope. Mawad-an na sila pag-asa, and siguro some of them might verbalize it, but some might keep it to themselves, kay syempre dili pud baya lalim nun na when you share, or like when you open up to someone nga ingon ana na day mong gi feels imo kagalingon, like because of the, because of the stigma. Another is like, you some people would talk about, ending their life. Siguro it might not be vocally, but it could be like, say tawag na kanang, what do you call this, um I don't know how to describe it, pero kana bitong dili bitaw ingon na straightforward nga ila isulti. You give away your possessions, so it's like
Sa hints
saying,
na lang. Sa
yeah,
hints
kana
na
mga
lang.
hints, oh.
Oh.
Ibaan ka
Oh,
describe.
kasuway man ko na sa una kay,
Yeah,
pero kanang mahadlok lagi ka buhaton siya kay daghan gani
true,
magbira nimo na, ay napakoy mga igsuon mga ana napakoy
true.
kuan sa una lang ko mga
But
papa.
it's a good thing, maan, na na-reach ka sa point nga you realize nga na ay mga tao nga nagmahal nimo. Because
Mm.
I'm not sure, some people might not have gone that far. One very good example that really struck me, no, was the incident back in 2012, if I remember it correctly. There's this guy, kay katong nga day, I cannot forget about it. Kay katong siya na adlaw was the day when I had an interview for a TL position back in Convergys.
Mm.
Unfortunately, ako ka-concentrate sa ako ang interview. It's because the interview happened after he jumped off the building. Katong sa I2 nga building, if you can remember
Oh
that.
yes, I remember that. Oh,
Oh, na it was
napag-sleep.
because of his girlfriend, parang relationship to siya na issue. So it really struck me the most, and it took a while for me to get over the idea na he,
Mm.
I thought he was very courageous for ending his life. Kay I don't know. I just thought of it like that ba. But my thinking was very different kid ay back then. And
Mm-hmm.
he made me realize nga, oh, bitaw no, um, his solution was not really the best one for him because the solution that he selected was very temporary and it technically did not solve his problem. Probably it solved for him, but not for the ones who were left behind. Yun na ba? I felt really sorry for him and he was really the instrument na makarealize ko na it's really not worth it. No, if you have, mga ingon-ani nga symptoms, you can fight it if you have the strong will ba to do it.
Mm.
So
Actually,
kato
kita
siya.
no, kita na ni suffer. We can be someone's like message ta nila on how they can avoid being us. So, which is somehow sad in our part na
Yeah.
they had to learn from us. We had to suffer for them to learn. Well, anyway,
You are the instrument.
God has his own way
Yeah,
to spread the word, and well, we are the living testament, so we are
true.
here to spread the awareness. So padayon Jen, padayon.
As in, um, he was really the instrument for me to wake up ba na it's not really the best decision for me. But the only way to go through the problems no is to find diversional activities. Some people would say na diversional activities dali ra kayo na pangitaon. But to be
Mm,
honest with you guys, no, it's really hard kay ang inyong kontra is yourself. You just wanted to isolate, stay inside the room, or like keep yourself away from the public. Like it's really difficult, but the thing is, diversional activities, no, would really be siguro helpful once ang self po jud mismo, no, the one who has these suicidal ideations, bounces back na ba, na mo
mm,
decide na jud siya, becomes committed, na i-overpower niya na ang mga impulses. So, na siya. Um, there are actually clinical na mga examinations, no, let's say, if a person would say, I have these thoughts, um, there are tests no that are being administered by our healthcare professionals to really determine unsay
oh yes.
makapatabang nila na mga measures or like treatment para matabangan sila ma-overcome na siya. Nga na. Um, there are also several causes no nga associated sa suicidal ideations but mostly related siya sa trauma, related siya sa mga relationship problems like what I've mentioned earlier. Usahay po driven siya by substance abuse
Mm,
or mga crisis like let's say pressures ng work,
personal
um
experience,
person exactly mga drivers
genetics
na to sa
pod.
kinabuhi. True.
Oh
Pwede said biological in the
yes,
sense mga bipolar disorders or post-traumatic mga disorders. So, kato sila,
yes.
pwede na sila maka-trigger,
Labi na ka
which
nang
are the
niagi o
causes.
ka ng mga childhood na grabe og
Yes,
trauma, like everyday nagfight
true.
ang parents, kanang
Exactly.
witness jud mo na kanang inyong parents suicidal, and then mura, you
Yes,
bring it along with you when you grow up, and then eventually you
yes.
develop this mental illness wherein you are afraid to undergo that specific scene, but somehow
Hmm.
you are not aware na wa na mo na
Mo na
dayto.
din na siya. Yeah, mo
Mo
na
na dayto
dito.
siya.
True.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ana dyan na
exactly.
siya. So,
Tinuod
so
ka.
aside from those tests, Jen, for suicide, we have other kinds of how to resolve
Yes,
suicidal attempts, right? So, pwede ni mo na ma-share?
yes, yes. There are other adjunct measures as well, no, na makapatabang para matreat na to na siya. Now, after the diagnosis, diha man na nato mahibalaan if the person really has these symptoms. After the screening, mga diagnostic procedures to determine if you have this and that, na mga symptoms related to the suicidal ideation. Treatment would include kanang mga therapies. When you go to
Mm,
a counselor because you seek someone who would listen to you, you pay 2,500 on an hourly
Oh,
basis. So it's very expensive, but it really helps.
yes.
Kanang talk therapy. Um, usahay pod ang involvement pod sa family would really help. Education. If for example the addiction was driven by substance abuse, kana pong treatment sa abuse ana nga substance would also help. What
And I
else?
think also the influence of the people around you
Yes.
will
You
really
have to surround
matter.
yourself with people who have positive mindset,
Oh,
Judmaan.
and
Yes.
kinamulikay na ka sa mga tao na naka-trigger,
Yeah.
right?
True.
Because
True, true,
there will
true.
be
Correct na
people
siya.
who will trigger your katong
Yeah.
illness. Let's say for
Oo.
example, maga hunahuna kag hikog kay kanang mao nim gigian nya naka-trigger ato
Yes.
kay sikuan. So it's safer for you to be away from
Remove.
that person. Yeah,
Yes.
remove that person from your life. Well,
Yes.
pasabta lang sila tungod nimo ning we have to be apart for my sanity lang sad no for
Yes.
my
Yes.
it's a safe space for me. So nga na lang dyan,
True.
sabtanay lang yun ta. So okay,
Yes.
padayon dyan, padayon.
But you know what? Kanang magsinabtan na, that's something we cannot control. If for
Mm.
example, siguro sa ako ang kind na personality, I'm different man gud siguro. If let's say that person is no longer, or is causing me to break down or something, ingon ana nga makakos na siya sa ako ang insanity or whatever, maka-trigger na siya, somehow siguro no sa mga naagian nako no, it's so easy for me to cut ties ba, na putlo na siya kung unsa na, I can easily block that person off kay if it's causing me to be anxious, murag why do I have to spend my energy be
Mm.
anxious about it when it's not helping me, murag at the end of the day, ako raman gihapon ang mag-suffer murag na ba,
Mm.
so
It's good that
just
you also read
sacrifice.
that part. Kay for
Yeah.
some good, they hesitate to cut off some people because they might benefit from them, or they
Yeah.
might think na ay kanang ako siya let go unsaon na lang ang among mga memories mga ana ba. So
Oh,
it might be hard for some, but
yeah,
if you
true.
reach that point wherein maka-realize jud ka na my
Mo na gid na
sanity
siya.
is mas importante akong peace of mind kaysa sa mga ipanghunahuna aning tawhana. So that is the very important point in your life, Jud, na diha lang mo na path palihog. Diha lang mo na
Yeah,
path kanang
true.
padayon.
Sa pasa tas
Yes.
they won't move forward with you. Din mahabilin na ba sila?
Ana
Yeah,
gina sila.
that's true. So, aside ato mga treatment modalities, no, that may be given throughout the treatment plan aning mga naay suicidal ideation, the most important thing, no, is the coping mechanism jud siya nga part.
Mm.
You mentioned it earlier already. Coping would also include surrounding yourself with positive mindset na mga tao. If needed, you cut off ties sa mga tao pod na kag-cause nimo og anxiety. Those who are triggers, mga stimuli nga makapa-trigger sa imuhang ideation, kana
Yes.
sila. And part of coping would also be taking care of oneself. Taking care of
True.
oneself is very broad. Included diha would be exercising, kanang physical nimo, your mental health, you relax. If needed, kanang mga yoga sessions, kana siya, those are also
Mm.
incorporated just to keep yourself relaxed. You also build, what do you call this? Oh, you get active.
Worst case
And
scenario is na kay maintenance, and then
yeah,
some patients actually tend to adi lang nako imnon ay di bitaw
mo
mahibaw si Doc.
mobalik siya.
Ma-relapse na inoon ka.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why whenever something is prescribed to you and you decide na you will cut it off, ikaw ra gyapon mo suffer in the
Yeah,
future. So
that's
if
true.
naaman gani mo maintenance, if you want
Padayon na
to
gyud siya day.
lessen, yeah, if you want to lessen it, tell your doctor. But to cut it off, like what they term is ano to, turkey ito to eh dead turkey ba to ilang term na i-cut gyud nila ang medication into zero jud, which is very dangerous. Ikaw jud ang
Yeah.
mag-suffer ana. So
Mukha man siya, no? Mo balik ba siya? Kasi by term
hi,
man na, uy.
relapse.
Mo
So we have,
relapse, yes.
yes,
Oh.
we have here Jen of Runways and Tiaras. Um, thank you so much
Hello,
for coming,
hi. Sorry, I just
Jen.
came from an event and then
So she will also be talking about her experiences about depression, being also a widow of a suicide victim. So later we will discuss that, Jen, after Ray and Franco covers ADHD and autism. So thank you kayo. Sige, Jen,
Nice.
continue. Do you have anything that you want
Um,
to add up?
um, siguro, no, what I can leave, siguro, as the last few statements, no, as part of my topic, would be find courage.
Mm,
Because I think diha magyud magsugod ang first step to treatment to,
true.
alam mo yun, kanang ma-fix ka ba? Ma-fix ka mentally.
And
Um,
actually, before also, what jud ko ka-think anang magpa-check up, magpa-medicate. Kay, of course, it costs money. And I
yes,
was
of
just
course.
a working scholar. So, diha jud mo come in ang mga concerned na mga tao, nimo mga parente, mga igsuon ba
Mm,
na nanay ikagasto kay mahal jud
mm,
kayo. Mahal jud kayo
exactly.
ang check-up and medication. So, sakto jud ka na
Right.
pa-medicate,
Yeah.
rehabilitate if needed.
Rehabilitate, true.
Muna siya day. So, maura to imong masulti day.
Yes.
Ubay-ubay
Thank
na-cover.
you.
Thank you so much, Jen. So that was Jenn Nuena. She covered suicidal ideation. So when a person has suicidal thoughts, how you can overcome, how can you spot if you have it, what you need to do in order to resolve that concern. So thank you so much, Jen. Now let's call in Rhae and Franco of MegaFrancoTV, who will be sharing their experience, first-hand experience of autism and ADHD. So I think also there are a lot of kids who will be affected, who are actually affected by this illness. Okay, so let's call it a weakness, perhaps, if we're not comfortable with illness, a condition. Okay, so go ahead, Ray and Franco, take it away.
Hi, good evening sa tanan. And kuan ka ng isara among mic so murag og puli-puli lang ni ni Franco. So kuan actually first time ni nako nga mo share sa akong experience live. So kuan honestly dili ko expert like regarding mental health kay wala lang. I just wanted to share my experience as a parent, akong struggle and how it affect my mental health as a parent. Kuan para nako no akong ma-share lang is dili jud siya lalim as a parent of kids having mental disabilities like ADHD, autism, and other mental disabilities. So kay kabaw man jud ta like kuan man jud kanang dili siya murag secret ba nga kanang ang atong society ron is dili pa gali nila fully accepted ang kanang inana nga naay illness pa like ADHD bisag daghan na kayo nga let's say mga materials or information sa social media about it murag dili pa jud kaayo inana ka open ng ubang tao and then kuan murag naa pa joy like daghan tao nga mo discriminate and kanang mo judge ana especially sa mga parents nga kanang parehan ako parents of children with ADHD, autism and other kanang disabilities kanang sometimes actually most of the time gyud ang mga tao i-judge ang parent like kanang ilang parenting style and kanang yun sa nila ang bata like mao jud na ang kuan ba mao jud na ang kanang makuan sa ubang tao like ilang i-blame sa parents kay ana ang ilang kids di man gud sila wa man gud sila murag kuan sila murag dili sila wa sila kabaw ba or nana so kuan jud na makaingon jud ko nga grabe ang effect ang sana ang effect pod sa amo sa parent sa among mental health and ana. And kuan naaman mi kung ano naaman ni murag community for parents nga naay kuan na mga kids with ADHD autism. Every day makabasa jud ko og kanang mga parents nga nagpagawas gani sa ilahang gibati about kanang sa mga tao nga like nag-judge sa ilaha, like nag-discriminate and inana murag dili jud siya lalim. Mo gyud na akong maingon na it's really not for the weak jud.
True jud na. Daghan jud kayo tag mga kadang people surrounding us, even family, friends,
Yes, even your own
who
family.
yeah. So we can't really please everyone. We just have to accept that we have the condition or our family members have that, and then all we need to do is support whoever has the condition and
Mm-mm.
continue living the life,
Mm-mm.
enjoying the
Wa na
life
tay
despite.
wa naman tay
Oh,
mabuhat good. So
oh.
um if if ato silang maato silang isuklan or unsa ang atong mental health
Mm.
mo'y
Sayang
maguba.
po ang
So
atong energy actually if
ac-
patulan nato sila because
actually
we can't really go down to their level if they don't really understand what that is, because in other countries that is a very open topic, and it's only some
mm-mm.
only a few countries have it like sige issue the term oy kanang tabu na lisod siya i-discuss, ikauwaw siya sa mga tao. So I really appreciate you guys for being here in our talk tonight, for opening up, and for of course standing up for those who are hiding in the dark, who cannot stand for their own, because it's really hard, especially for those individuals na dili gyud makabarog silang self because they are simply embarrassed by the mere fact that they have the condition. So, Ray, please continue.
So mo to siya muna dili jud siya lalim. Labi na ang uban kanang uban tao mo murag lain gani ang ilahang pagtan-aw sa imong kids. Labi na sometimes on family nimo kanang murag dili ka accepted ba. So dili gid siya struggle gid siya para sa mga para sa ko na parenthood ko. Pero ako ang gibuhat is ano lang um life must go on inana lang. Ako lang silang gipasagdan and then ako na lang gikuan is akong anak ano na lang para mo na lang na akong gibuhat.
Ana, day, padayon na lang gyud ta, day.
Padayon laban lang jud.
Yeah, so, were there checks that you had to undergo to figure out that it did exist?
Sa akong case man good kay sa una si Franco 4 years old siya kuan siya kanang sa school jud siya first nabantayan ba kay ang iyahang teachers kay kanang sige na og sige nagpatawag nako kaya si Franco kuno dili maminaw nya dili mo lingkod like si barog-barog ang iyang case kay magsige siya ana sa wall ba murag sige siya kanang kuan sa wall and then dili siya mugawas siya sa classroom so ang tendency is maka distract gani siya sa tibuok klase inana so muna gipatawag ko sa teacher niya kanang giingnan ko sa teacher na naa daw problema sa akong anak ana ang worst pa jud ato is kanang di lang ko mention sa school pero kanang naa jud ubang teacher ba nga kanang tuan kanang pero dili man na nato sila mapugos no nadjay koy na experience ato grade 1
Sumunday,
ako grade 1
judger.
oh kani
Judger.
man gud si yes kani man gud si Franco kay ko ano siya like 3 or 4 times na ni siya nagbalhin-balhin og school
Mm.
kay kanang basta lisod jud mangita og school nga kanang mo accept gani sa iya ha inana so sa iyang first second school man siguro to niya nga kanang gipatawag ko sa teacher kay kanang dili jud ko no maminaw si Franco ana kuan jud ko no kanang mo to pag adto nako giingnan ko sa teacher nga gipakita ko sa teacher og isa ka like baga kayo nga ban paper ma'am puro drawing ni Franco nga sharks iya ko
Ah,
gipakita na niya kay ang iyang buhaton di ay Kay para dili ma-distract ang class kay tagaan na lang niya og bond paper si Franco and kanang ballpen para mag-drawing
Oo.
na lang si Franco. So, mo to everyday mo din na buhaton ni Franco sa school, mag-drawing na lang para dili siya maka-distract sa klase. Wala na. So gipakita ko na siya ko, mura kog na-hurt bang. Hala, uy, gusto mo di buhaton sa ano ko school wala to mag-drawing niya. Dili siya iapil sa school sa klase ba.
Class.
Di gid siya maminaw ana niya.
Oh, diha.
Siya
Diha na
manggod
sukod ang discrimination day.
siya manggod sa una kay mugawas siya sa classroom, moadto siya sa garden, moadto siya sa lain grade nga kuan nga klase muna. Pero di man sad ko ka-blame sa teachers kay lisod man sad jud.
Mm.
Oh, dito lang ko na hurt kay one time ana man si Franco na ko nga, "Mama, my teacher said na kanang you should transfer to another school." So dito ko
Mm.
na ko ano.
Mo
"Oh
diha
ba?"
na diha na makag-ul kay different man gud og approach if in
Mm,
case na adyo condition like ADHD or autism, they will be they would require you to be in a different school. But napoy mga school na mudawat ra man sad. It's just the teacher needs to adjust. And
actually
we
to.
di
Actually
man
na
tan
iya
padayon
kuan
dai.
di actually sakto kay nakakita jud mig school nga ni dawat jud niya actually regular school gid siya. So iyang mga
Mm.
classmates is iyang mga maestra accept jud kayo siya. Mo jud to ang kanang pero lisod jud mangita og school nga makadawat sa ilaha. Di jud nimo
So,
ikuan.
mao jud ni ato iampo na hinaot i-normalize gani na there will be students jud we cannot control that it would be treated like the same conditions na diabetes, high blood,
Mm,
because when it comes to mental conditions they look at it differently man gun they so na yung
exactly.
mga judgment ana. So hinaot when the day comes na we would be freely welcomed by the society gani as we're just equally the same, we just somehow commonly known as wired differently from them, but it doesn't mean we're less of a person.
Sakto. Mo jud na mo strong jud ko about kanang ADHD and autism awareness like
Mm,
advocacy kay di jud lalim. Dili lalim sa bata, dili pud lalim sa
the
parents.
parent,
As in,
true.
sa mga parents nga naminaw karon nga inana makarelate gid sila nako nga grabe jud ang struggle. Di
Yes,
jud
true.
kuan.
Yes, how about
Ikaw
medication and rehabilitation? Yes, go
kuan.
ahead, Franco. Na kay ganahan
Ay
i-chika.
wala. Abi na ko giyahan ng turn.
Oh,
Kuan
yeah.
ang
Sige,
yes kang
kamo
Franco
kamo decide.
yeah. Kang Franco kay kuan siya after ato 4 years old murag na nami sa iyang teacher nga kanang need na siya ipa evaluate. So normal sa una kay murag dili pa ko katuo ba nga ha murag in denial ba nga parent nga di uy ana normal akong anak ana inana so kadugayan murag naka-realize ko ba nga sige ipa-evaluate na lang ni nato kay naamang gud tanan niya symptoms like kanang di maminaw, ADHD symptoms na aniya kay sige ko Google ba niya or naa mo jud tanan niya nga symptoms oy like di maminaw niya grabe ka hyperactive basta grabe jud ka hyperactive niya kanang unsa ni ga- balik-balik og storya ba dili dili makasabot tinana or sige kalimot sa una katong baby pa siya kanang kuan grabe ka energetic as in di jud
Are there
murag di ka
medications
poise
or like activities na gina-require for them?
kuan gipa-evaluate na ko siya dayon nag-OT siya occupational therapy motoy naka-control sa iyang symptoms moto
Okay.
occupational therapy pero wala ko gi-advisean sa doctor actually lahi man gud siya
Ug
sa among
mahal
mga
man na precision ana day no?
sa una jud sa city kay to sa city pa may 800 per session nya
Mm.
twice a week ang
Oh,
iyaha
di ba? Gasto
grabe
jud
jud
siya.
to mm grabe
So
pero
aside from the judgment that we get from the people around us, we get to suffer financially, and they don't even think about that. They just think that we have it, and then they're not even thinking of what we go through, what desires that we have in our mind. That hinaot mawa, we can't control it. It was given to us. So Mona, we just simply need to deal with it and then live life as we said a while ago. Franco, do you want to share anything?
You want to share?
Uh,
Go ahead, Franco. You can share
share about my
facts about ADHD or autism that you can share to our viewers.
facts. Mm,
Yes.
No, you share
or
about your experience
Ah,
from.
facts or
experience.
my
Yes.
experience.
Yeah, you can share your experience if you want.
All right. So my experience with ADHD is that sometimes, especially kanang sometimes in the old days when I'm in my school, sometimes I lose focus. Also, because well, in ADHD, you can you will mostly focus on the things you want more than the things you aren't interested on. And
Mm.
because of this, I am very good at science and English, but very bad at Filipino and math.
So you don't pay attention with it.
Well, I try to, but my brain doesn't feel like listening.
What else? About your experience with your
What can you share
condition.
about mental health?
And and also when a lot of times when I'm told to like stand still, I kind of feel uncomfortable standing still. Like I had
Mm.
trouble standing still. I feel better if like I will move or some things.
Mm.
And so sometimes my hands will move, but a lot of times my feet will move. Like I do move a
So you
lot when
desire
I'm
to do
trying to stand.
something, but you can't control it like that.
But
Like you want to
what?
do something, but you can't control.
Well, you are told it's no, it's like when you are told to do something, but it's like it's hard to do so.
Okay. So how does that make you feel though? That there are some things that is hard for you. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me, well, it's kind of complicated because sometimes it makes me feel bad, but also sometimes it makes me feel like, well, I don't know how to explain, but it makes me feel like I just want to move on and don't care about it.
Well, good for you. You have the idea of moving on. But whenever you feel bad, what do you do to make
I,
yourself feel better?
How it affect your mental health?
I'll, well, if I feel bad, what I don't really like, I don't really like make myself feel even badder. I just like well, it's hard to share this, but well, if I want well, if to make myself more calmer when I feel bad, I basically just want to do the things I want, such as drawing and also like watching videos online.
What can you say to the people that are on bullying and discriminating you?
Yeah, so
Well,
go ahead.
what can I say about the people who are discriminating me?
Yes.
Well, I don't really think a lot about it. And I basically, a lot of times, just want to tell them about my ADHD and move on like it's nothing. So,
Yeah, so thank you so much for that, Franco. So any last words that you want to share before we move on with Jen?
so, well, I don't really have words, but for the people who are watching this that are also like suffering or are having a hard time with their own mental illness, I could just tell them that don't worry about it. You could just move on and like do the things that make you feel calmer and basically like move on.
Thank you for that, Franco. We really appreciate you sharing your story here and for standing up for those who are bullied, especially those with ADHD and
And
autism. Yes, go ahead.
also and also if whenever sometimes that I am bullied, well, it doesn't really affect me. Before it does affect me, but today, well, but right now, if someone will bully me, I will like dodge all their punches and just move on. And if
Mm,
someone does bully me in the school, I will just move on. Tell the teacher right
yeah.
away.
Just do the right thing. Let them do whatever bullying they want to do. Just make sure you do the right thing, right? Be the
As
better
long as they
person.
will suffer the consequences of getting
Yeah.
reported to the teacher.
Okay.
I think
Thank you for
Franco's
that.
mom no did a very good job in
Yeah.
that's why Franco have this positive mindset.
Yes, indeed. Good job, Ray.
Yes.
Thank you. So, I think,
Late
thank
akong
you.
late akong kuan.
Oh, late po gani akong video. Sige, unsaon taman. So, thank you, Ray and Franco.
Thank you.
I hope you can stay
Thank you
in
so
case there are
much.
questions, in the comment section later
Well,
on.
are there more? Is there more? Because
Don't
I
know.
feel like I want to talk about more.
There's Jen and me, but if you want to cover something else, I can give you more, 2 minutes more if you want. Go ahead.
What?
I can give you
Uh,
2 minutes more to talk.
about
Yo,
ADHD,
mental
Yes.
health.
about mental health.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about like mental health because that is our
Only two
topic
minutes, huh?
today. Yeah. So, mental health is basically like the definition or the state of well-being of a person in which how the person like thinks, how the person thinks, how the person well reacts and adapts to its surroundings, and also how the person like express their I mean express their emotions and also how they can like hang out with the people around them. And also some people when talking about mental health, some people will like will s- will
It's two different things,
basically
right?
think that mental health is basically means mental disorders and that the ones with it are crazy, that
Mm,
like they are very bad people that do not understand like that do not understand everyone and are like will do any bad thing, but in reality it's not the case. Pe- People with mental disorders can actually well can actually help people around them, and people with mental disorders are just well they
Another
see
two
the
minutes.
world different, way more different than how the neurotypical people does. Well,
yeah.
if you don't know neurotypical
Neuro.
neurotypical people means that the people who have no mental disorders, and the neurodivergent people are basically people like me that with the mental disorders.
Oh,
Well, mental health and mental disorders are two separate things actually. Well, mental health is the definition of how a person thinks, how they express their emotions, or anything like that. But mental disorders is basically like it means that they are very different, and the way they express their feelings and all that is way more different because of the composition of their brains and how they reacted to
Okay.
anything. And because of that, sometimes a per when you look at a person who has a mental disorder, it would seem like are overreacting. It seems like that they they are very dumb, they do not understand that or this, but in reality they just have different brain different uh different they have a different side to what the world is, well, like that. Their brain works way more differently than neurodivergent, I mean neurotypical people.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Franco, for sharing about mental
And
health. Yes,
also
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, I just can't stop talking. And also, well, can I talk a bit more?
More na more. Daw na, daw
Or
na.
is it
I can give
enough
you more
already?
time when after Jen talks about her experiences so that we will have enough time for her and
All
other
right.
experiences,
I
okay?
will let her continue.
All
I will
right.
let her
Thank you so much,
continue.
Franco, for sharing
Thank you
about
so much also.
neurotypical and neurodivergent. Karon pa ko ana ng mga terms. Salamat kaayo. So, let's now call on Jen Fernandez, who will be sharing about her life as a widow to suicidal suicide good actually yung bana. And she will be talking about her experience as a mom, taking care of the kids on her own. So, without further ado, Jen, i-unmute na tika. Sige. Kindly talk about... Wala, di ka ma-unmute, Jen. Kindly unmute daw yourself, Jen.
Hi, good evening.
Hello. Good evening. Sige, go
Hi,
ahead,
can you hear
Jen.
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Jen Fernandez. I'm a suicide widow. I'm a mother of three beautiful children. So I think what I can share lang is it's very difficult because of the social stigma, and I think up to this point of time, suicide is something that is taboo, and people don't talk about it. I've tried so many times to, to come out and advocate it. However, dili pa siya inana ka acceptable for people. Also, if I may share, I was also once when during my teenage years, I'm also suicidal, but it changed when I got married and have kids because I took up psychology in college, and at the same time, I also went to seek professional help from one of the mental facilities here in Cebu, which for me is very helpful. I understand that we need a lot of prayers, we need a lot of support, support system to give you the strength when you get a professional help. And I would really encourage everyone who's going through difficult times, confusion, depression, to seek professional help aside from the spiritual one, because it's really different when you're guided professionally. And I also took medications in the past, but I'm just blessed that I would not say I'm fully healed. It still comes back. And I think what's very difficult for me is, as I mentioned earlier, is the social stigma. People talk about it like, and sometimes you can't help it that people blame you. And the question would be, did you see it coming? You just live in the same house. Well, what are the signs? What are the symptoms? So depression is something like it's two-faced. Like you can mention it earlier, runways and tiaras. I do events every month. Campaigns. caster, a handler, and at the same time, I'm doing events. But behind those glamour, those colors, those events, I am worthy to be loved. I feel useless and all. And I did not see it coming. Going back to my husband, I thought he was my strength. He always help out. He always extend help whenever he can. And just one day, he just told me that he's tired of his life. And I think I always go back. And I think this is the problem that I have. You ask yourself, what could I have done, or what could I have, do to prevent it from happening? So his last words was, "I'm just so tired of my life." And I just said, "Okay." So my questions were, what if I ask him more na, what is it that you're tired of? Do you want to talk about it? I'm just here. So that's why we have to be very kind to people because we don't know what they're going through. And up to this day, that's one of my regrets. And at the same time, up to this day, that's the reason why it's difficult when you lost someone because of suicide, because it's difficult for you to move on. So it has been 5 years, but up until now, I still cry every night, and I still question myself. And it's difficult for me to move on to another relationship because of that, because of that fear and because of the guilt that I always feel. And my with my kids, and with my what I do. So it's very difficult. I have a community in Facebook, so it's not just locally; it's a community worldwide. Suicide widows like me, where we talk about our experiences. And I could say 80% of us didn't really see it coming. My husband was not into drugs. He's not an alcoholic, but I think he just went through difficult times na wala niya nakayanan, because at that time he had a heart failure, and the doctor told him that he can no longer work. And I think that's one of the reasons na people. I pray for those people out there who are going through difficult times. For you to ask help, for you to tell your family, to share to your family, and for those people na who suspects that ilahang pamilya or anyone in the family is experiencing depression, that to be kind, to reach out, and to understand. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jen, for sharing your experience. And sorry to hear your loss about your husband. May he rest in peace. And I hope you won't be having hard time bringing up your kids, knowing that you are um raising them alone. Even though naa sila gihapon mga grandparents, it's really different if you really have a partner who's taking care of the kids as well. So good job, by the way, for taking care and bringing up Felice, and she's doing well in her career as a model and also blogging. So good job, Ana. Lisod jud ba even if your kids are going through their normal childhood, but if kita as parents have scars that are not left healed, there will be times moabot jud ang time na maglisod gyud ta og kanang race nila, and we don't have anyone else to ask help from, especially if just like your case, ikaw na lang gyud isa. So thank you so much for that, Jen. So since we have less time, for bipolar disorder, I would say that it's somehow similar to suicidal ideation ni Jen. Symptoms that you need to look for is kanang maglisod na kagtog when it comes to almost a week na grabe kay mong energy, and you don't really have di gyud ka dukaon, and then wa kay gana mukaon, and most especially matrigger siya if mag postpartum depression pud ka. Now, I've experienced both. When I gave birth to my first son, there was a time wherein wa jud ko'y gana mukaon for pila ka days, and I hardly sleep because thinking once again I was a single mom by that time, and bringing up a kid alone, and you're a college student. I was a second year college student when I gave birth to Zenon, so it was really hard for me, and but I'm glad that my sisters were there to help me take care of my son. I don't really know how to take care of kids before. And naapod ang igsuon sa ako ang mama, which helped in financing milk and diapers. Grabe akong kaagi sa una eh. Nagaingon ko kung da nganong ni enter. Ngano bitaw. But then again, naman ko yung mga butang na dili gyud mo mapugngan, most especially you're weak because you grew up in a broken family, scarred childhood, daghan kayo og traumatic experiences, and then here comes the bipolar disorder pa na trigger because of the experiences once again of childhood. So nagsanga-sanga na siya. So mao na siya. So once again, if you're suffering, talk to your loved ones, and most especially please have yourself checked, get the right medication. If lisod na jud kayo imong kahimtang, rehabilitation ayaw ikauwaw. It will be good for you. It will bring you back to your old self. You will, once you fully recover, you will enjoy your life once again. So, mao to siya. Again, I would like to thank Jenn Nuena. That is her Facebook page. If you want to follow her and subscribe to her, please do go to Jenn Nuena in YT and Facebook. And also Mega Franco TV if you want to like and follow Franco and his mom. Thank you so much once again for being here. And Jen Fernandez, Runways and Tiaras, Philippines, mao na iyahang Facebook page. Now, if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. But if not, I would like to wrap the day up. Thank you once again, guys, for joining. Oh, hello, Franco from TJ, Santi, and Harper. We have here a comment. Okay, so again, thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. And I hope you continue standing up for those who are still afraid to be their selves because ikaawaw pa nila ang ilahang sakit. Well, anyway, it will come good na maayo ra mo, and then just be yourself, motto seek guidance, ask help, and make sure you don't skip your medicine, and if needed jud rehabilitation, lahos. So guys, any last words you'd like to share before we end this talk?
All will be well.
All will maayo jud, ana jud ang tanan guys, kalisod man ron nadagma mo karon ugma mo bangon ra gihapon.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, Rhea and Franco, any last words, quotes that you would like to share to our
Short
viewers?
lang ha. So,
Well, if you ever have like a mental disorder, and if people are discriminating you because of it, well, don't listen to them. Just be yourself, enjoy yourself, and also if you are if you are a student and that is a bully, tell the teacher right away.
That is noted, Franco. Thank you so much. So, we would like to give a shout out to all our viewers for tonight. Hi Kim and Mary Grace and Shell and Mare Duyag. We also have Judrico and Lance Clemenia of Panglao. Jackson Carillo. Thank you so much for everyone who shared and reacted to this post. So thank you so much. That's going to be it. Tomorrow will be the Mental Health Awareness Day. So it's actually the day tomorrow wherein people all over the world will be celebrating. So if ever you want to take part of it, wear something light green, or you can just wear a light green ribbon here in your chest to commemorate everyone who
I'd like
suffered,
to
and
join ma.
yes, everyone who suffered and who are struggling mental health. illnesses all over the world. So thank you so much, everyone. Good
Thank
night,
you.
and I hope you
Thank
enjoy the rest of your
you.
Thank
Sunday.
you and good
Bye.
night. Bye.
Thank
Night.
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
So, last word from Kim Embalsado de la Calzada. Others might not understand, but always wear your kindness. So, good night, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us in this mental health awareness talk.